Hi, it's Anthony from Soundbase Megastore.com. I'm here with Mark from Focusrite to go through the new Launchpad Pro. So Mark, what's new?
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I mean, obviously we're really happy to announce this year the Launchpad Pro. So there's quite a few differences between the older sort of layout and this layout. So I'll take you through some of the kind of new functions, and yeah, hopefully it'll make a lot of sense here. So first thing you'll notice is Launchpad Pro is a lot more colourful now. So we're getting instant RGB colour feedback coming from Ableton, which is really good for colour coding your sets and gives you a real visual representation of what's going on in your Ableton live performance. So really, it keeps you more focused on the Launchpad and less focused at the screen. So we'll just run through a couple of the function buttons here. So as I say, we've got 64 grid of buttons, and we can still navigate around our session using the up and down arrows here, or the left and rights, and we're always focused on 64 grid. We have our session button here that will always get us back to our session view, whatever page we're in using Launchpad Pro. We also have a new note mode and device mode, and I'll show you those quickly. But those that remember our previous Launchpad, we used to have a mixer button that was here. We now remove that, and we've got a dedicated row of mixer buttons at the bottom here that allow you to jump in and have instant control over all your mixer capabilities. So it's just a workflow thing, it just speeds things up a little bit more. So we've got track select. We can jump and change focus of any track that we're looking at on our Ableton live set. This allows us to view in more detail what's going on in that channel. We have our mute switches, which allow us to kill any channel we wish. Really good for expressive live performance. We've got solo, so solo or isolate any particular channel. Now when we get to volume, there's a couple more new features from this one and the previous Launchpad. The pads on this are velocity sensitive. So this allows me to make a volume change, but if I press lightly, I get this kind of smooth transition. If I press a bit firmer, I'll get a faster transition. Again, really expressive for your live performances. As well as that, we've got a brand new quick view mode. So if you're one of these crazy pad performers and you want to dive in and make a quick change, if you hold this, then make a change and let go, you jump back into session view. Again, it just speeds up the workflow. We've still got our pan control, but we've got the velocity sensitive pads and that fader glide system. We've also got our sends. We can now have up to 8 sends and color code them along the right hand side. Again, a nice visual representation of what's going on. So if I now record on one of our channels, and one of the big features of a Launchpad Pro from the old one is this is now a full-on production tool, so you can now create your own music as well. So if I record on my drum channel here, you can see my note mode button at the top here is turned yellow. And now if I hit note, I instantly go into Ableton's drum rack. Launchpad Pro recognizes that we're using a drum rack, and we can now record and create our own drum beat. And to help us do this, we've got a selection of recording buttons that allow us to edit the property of our clips. So we've got our click track, so we can turn our metronome on and off. We've got undo. We've also got shift, and if we press that, it now gives us a redo. We have delete. Delete has many functions. You can delete individual drum hits. You can even delete full clips from the session view as well. We've also got quantize. So again, we can turn record quantize on, or we can record quantize any parts that we've just recorded. We've also got duplicate. Duplicate will duplicate your recording and put it in an available clip slot below. And that allows us to then delete parts and perhaps create an interesting drum transition. And finally, we've got double, which will double anything in length from 1 bar to 2 bar. And finally, we've got device mode. And device mode allows me to now control any of my Ableton Live devices. So here, for instance, if I want to jump across to the compressor, I can use the cursor arrows here, and that'll move my blue hand control over to my compressor. And then we can move back to our drum rack, and we have instant 8 parameter controls on our device settings here. So we can now control any parameters on that device. So that's the new Launchpad Pro. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for that, Mark. We've got the Launchpad Pro on demo in store in our Manchester store, and we've also got loads more information on our website.